Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be pro teaches noobs. I know you like how to do, you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Pro Teaches Noobs. Have with me, while it's not his second time as a student, his first time as a solo student, Jay Heat.
Flame on. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yep, and today we are going over Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto. An interesting Elseworld that is actually to have it be, we're seeing a version of the Turtles that exists in the world of Naruto. How does that idea sound to you?
A very solid premise.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot you can do with it since they're focusing on part one specifically, if this covers anything to go by. But I could definitely see them getting more range in a sequel if a sequel goes into Shippuden.
Yeah, and the fact that this is Fly. It's a case where they don't have to get bogged down with how they meet. Oh no. These are versions that exist in the world of Naruto, as we'll see. Which, if you ask me, that's a lot better. Sometimes it's better to have them coexist in a world than to try and go through all the details of like, oh, we're from another universe. Universe?
Now, I want to say, timeline-wise, again, it's an Elseworld. This does not directly tie to the Naruto manga in any way.
No, it does not officially, but loosely. It's trying to fit it in.
I want to say this is loosely prior to the events of Chapter 139, which was Itachi's debut when he and Kisame infiltrated Konoha and basically an attempt to abduct Naruto, which leads to his reunion with Sasuke, which then motivates Sasuke to go rogue later on. So I want to say, timeline-wise, like I said, this takes place prior to Chapter 139.
Yeah, but do you agree with that? This whole idea of trying to have it be to exist in this world that way is a lot easier than trying to bog it down, saying we're from a universe called New York, and you're less likely to have it be Naruto coming to their world.
Yeah, because you kind of had to do it this way. Otherwise, it would be too similar to the TMNT Batman crossover trilogy a few years back.
Which was awesome, but yeah.
Yeah, it just would have been too similar. So, an Elseworld story where the Turtles are essentially integrated in the world of Naruto via a more modern village. It works. You can't do a whole lot with it, but it works.
Yep. Oh, and April, right off the bat, I gotta say, if we got more April like this, fewer people would complain.
I don't even think it's a whole race thing. I think it's just.
Oh no, I know. I'm saying how attractive she is.
Oh yes,
they keep her attractiveness, and I'm saying this is a case where if they would use this as opposed to say Mutant Mayhem April.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a 90s kid. I grew up with the original TMNT's cartoons, TMNT 03. Solid show, by the way. CW4 kids, English dub squandered it to hell in a handbasket. But TMNT 03 was awesome. You just had to be there when that was running. But all that aside, I've had a pretty solid love for the TMNT franchise. It's just I just had one nitpick when it comes to the actual series and adaptations being made, and it's TMNT 2012. Nothing in terms of the overall story, but with TMNT 2012, I get you don't want to directly pair Casey and April together purely. Now, this is just in terms of some dynamics. Right. Just because Casey's the only other teenage human character that interacts with the tournament. You want to create a little melodrama that way that feels more earned. But nobody wanted to watch 2.5 seasons of Donatello simping for April.
No one did. No, I think Teen April was good there, but then you get to Rise, where it's like, okay, she's energetic. Yes, she's black, but it's like,
Rise, you went a little too far in the opposite direction.
Well, to a point, but then you got the Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem.
Well, I'm talking April specifically.
Okay, specifically April. Yeah, I see your point there. But the movie itself wasn't bad.
No, the movie itself wasn't bad. I'm just saying, it was April. I could see that's why the reason why people were like, what? This isn't even April.
But
here with this design, because there's always people complaining about her being like, oh, she's black and all that. Like I said, I've noticed so few people complain about this.
But again, ideally, this is prior to Itachi's debut in chapter 139, because we don't get any direct references on the Naruto side of things. We don't know whether or not this is directly, at least from what I've seen. I don't know if you've read the entire series.
No, I've read the book. I've read this book, but I have not. I don't know how it compares to Naruto. But I do like that. It's basically Big Apple Village. And look, Statue of Liberty, but instead of holding the one of the daggers.
A little on the nose, but it gets the job done. Right. But like I said, I know this is prior to the tail end of part 1, let's say. But nothing from Naruto's direct it doesn't contradict anything, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Let's move on. Yep, Naruto, stop wandering off to play with the local wildlife. I'm not. I'm helping this little guy. Poor thing was flipped on his back. A turtle. Is this really a B-rank mission? So far, the only thing I've done is save a turtle. Naruto, turtles can handle themselves. Show more nature, more respect. You haven't spoken since you left Lady Tsunade's office back at the village. I guess Naruto is good for something.
Okay, this is after Tsunade's inauguration.
Yep. I could say the same to you, Sasuke. Sasuke, was it? Maybe we both have a lot on our minds. And a lot of you, and you met with the leader of our village. She wouldn't waste time talking to a reporter unless it was serious. Yeah, you don't seem quite like, you don't seem like you'd want Granny Tsunade's fake beauty secrets.
That's one of the things we love about part 1 Naruto. He's a bit of a dunce, but you can't say he's not funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I just have to say this. I understand a lot, at least some of the hate Sakura gets, but let's be honest. If you actually read the Naruto manga beginning to end, Sakura was not that bad. No. Anime Sakura was freaking obnoxious.
Unfortunate. She kind of got like the tuxedo mask treatment, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right?
I know what you mean.
Where the anime people really had it against them, the character.
The only thing I could really say was I'm not, no story's perfect, but the only real folly in that, I'm sorry, we're tying too much of Naruto into this instead of.
Oh, that's the point. We need that. That's what I wanted you.
One of the major aspects, at least in my mind, were two. The 4th grade Ninja War, you could argue, was severely dragged out. And then the other was the transition trying to, go from Sakura as the main heroine to Hinata as the main heroine. Now now Kishimoto openly admitted he is infamously terrible at writing romance stories and dynamics. He openly admitted this.
And because the anime people were such Hinata fans, are like, all right, you guys have a good idea. You help out with it.
Now, I would argue, hot take, but I don't think you need Naruto the Last to pair Naruto and Hinata together. You already had Hinata's confession, her near-death experience against pain, and a final gesture with the death of Neji in the war.
Right, exactly.
The only lingering plot thread is Naruto being dense and Hinata's being too much of a tsundere to directly make her feelings known.
And getting worse when she got older.
And I'm just saying, I mean, it's bad enough a fan favorite was notoriously killed off because Kishimoto was going through burnout over the course of the war arc in of itself. That's bad enough.
Yep.
But the fact that you literally tried to drag an entire pseudo love story, and The only saving grace for Naruto the Last is the fight scenes. That's the only saving grace.
Right. But anyway,
Back to this.
I need to talk to the closest ninja biology expert for my news story. Do they have new people in Naruto?
To an extent, but at least within the context of Naruto, it's very scaled down. It does become more modernized by the Boruto series, but yeah, at least at this point in Naruto, it is very scaled down.
So if they keep it limited, like enough that the characters would know of reporters, but maybe keep it limited to just Big Apple Village. So it's not breaking immersion.
It's believable. Basically, this is just a reporter. She probably has a scroll or two on her. Yep. And she would have to take the time to write stuff down. You're not going to see smartphones or cameras in this setting. No.
It all started back home in Big Apple Village. Scientist Dr. Baxter Stockman had just been let go from the city's foremost university for an undisclosed reason. Reached out to what?
Keep going.
He reached out to tell the press his side of the story. The university had hired Stockman to engineer a machine, but he considered himself a polymath and spent his time in school budget on biological research instead. The university wasn't happy. Stockman was obsessed with the potential military application of biomutation, all made possible by a theoretical mutagenic compound that he would only refer to as ooze. Stockman dreamed of creating initially powerful super soldiers possessing the fiercest traits of humans and animals. He wanted to create and control monstrous mutant ninjas. Combining human and animals to create monsters, huh? Sounds dangerous. But you said his research was only theoretical, right? All right, theoretical. And April O'Neil, you're coming with the Foot Clan. Hand over the reporter. And didn't you just call yourself the Foot Clan? You'll pay for this disrespect. And a foxtail, but you're not. But that's no mere animal. But she's no ten-tailed beast spirit either. She's something else. A one-tailed fox fake. You and you. No, not now. I need to focus, Team 7. Right. Let's see how the Foot catches fists. Smoke bombs. Who? What? No, not them. This isn't over. The Foot will have its revenge. One adversary down, one to go, my sons. And let Miss O'Neil go, or get stomped. Teenager. They do have a camera.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. We're already down this rabbit hole. Let's just keep going.
Right. And let her go to a bunch of masked bandits. Like, are your masks on so tight you're getting lightheaded? Everyone, hold on. I can explain. Or I could just let this play out. And I've got their leader. Cut off the head and the body will fall. What makes you think I'm the leader? Maybe you're not. But trust me, I know pure vengeance when I see it. And trust me, it'll only lead to your destruction. If this is the best you can do, then I've got nothing to worry about. I'm just getting started. Let's see what you're made of, bandit. You. I wanted to fight the snobby-looking kid with the bangs. Armor, eh? Something like that. Then I don't have to hold back. Still wish you were fighting someone else? Gripes. Two opponents. That's perfect. Is this guy for real? Maybe he just likes getting beaten up twice as much. You think you've got the upper hand? But I'm not losing here. I promise to get strong enough to lead my entire village in Hokage, and I never go back on my word. Is this what he meant by wanting to lead an entire village? A clone technique. I'd have the doppelgangers. I could do this all day. But that doesn't necessarily mean I want to. Don't waste too much energy on those clones, Mikey. We gotta focus on pinpointing the original somehow, like a needle in a needle stack. Your power is power. Your team is powerful, but lacks polish. I've I was just thinking the same about yours. Their moves seem familiar, but something's off. Let me guess. Their attitudes? You're lecturing me about vengeance, but you fight like you want it. Ha! We're not the same. I control my feelings to protect my brothers. Sentimental. I don't have that burden. I can tell. Ooh. Oh, you're not as slow as you look. And you're way stronger than I suspected. But we both know in this ninja eat ninja world, strength alone ain't gonna cut it. You gotta be just as tough. Tring! These clothes aren't letting up. Any ideas, Donnie? Actually, yes, but I'll need your help. There's a certain rhythm to these clones attacks. So when the next one comes your way, just act natural. I got just the thing, bro. Tring! Huh? I didn't think I hit him that hard. Oh, he popped his head down. So I got that. God, I love being a turtle. No, you just told on yourself. Huh. This is kind of come out of and this is going to come out blurry. They're all moving too fast to capture good footage. But this fight is too awesome not to try. Everything okay, April? Yeah. Master Splinter, I hold Leonardo. Impressive. Your young shinobi rivals my sons. When sons, so we're up against a proper clan then? A clan? Ho ho! The foot has all but rendered the term meaningless here. We are but a humble family. Perhaps I should be grateful. Your family finally gave me my students a decent workout. Still, I think I've seen enough. What? How? Hidden meanings within within meanings. You may look different, but a shinobi knows how to see through deception, and this is all too real, except, however, unexpected. It's good to see you again, Hamato Yoshi. So how is that for the start? As a Naruto fan.
It's good. It's good. It's good. I mean, because again, this is a ninja setting for the most part, so this feels right at home. I'm not gonna say it's fully similar. Wait, they're actually making a Night Watcher miniseries? Hold on, go back.
Oh, they did. Oh, dude, that went on. They just ended that recently.
Holy crap!
Ever since the Jason Aaron, the volume 2 started, they've been having this. It lasted 7 issues.
Raph still ended up being Night Watcher, right?
Yep. Basically, Raph had left. Raph had rep during in between issue 100 and volume 2, number 1.
Okay, if you haven't seen TMNT 07, I highly recommend it.
Wait, 07. There was 03 and 2012.
No, not the series, the movie.
Oh, right.
The TMNT movie.
So I didn't know that's just TMNT, but yeah.
The stone villains are a little weak, but the story makes it worth it.
Yep. But yeah, good, off to a good start. What did you think about the interaction? Like which turtles went against which ninja?
I mean, yeah, Leonardo versus Sasuke, that kind of makes sense.
Raph versus Sakura.
Though again, I get Sakura's mostly known for how that she's stronger than she appears and her strength training under Tsunade. But in the mainline Naruto series, Tsunade doesn't fully invest in her training with Tsunade until after Sasuke goes rogue.
Right.
There are a few inconsistencies here, but for an Elseworld story, it works.
Right. And for an Elseworld story that's trying to fit in canon, it's serviceable. But I think it's so obvious that was supposed to be Karai earlier. The one in disguise.
Yeah, I got you. Karai. I got you.
Yeah, that was clearly Karai if you had the foot. And of course, I love how, it's like, let's see how foot deals with a fist. Great. It's not like a joke you'd make with Daredevil, the foot versus the hand.
I got you.
What do you do with the artwork?
I'm impressed by the artwork. Like, yeah, I really enjoy it.
You two know each other? The Hamato clan was revered for its dojo. I saw Hamato Yoshi fight during my travels as a boy. He was supremely skilled. Last I heard, you were gone, betrayed by a rogue student. What? You're shorter than Yoshi, though, and you don't possess a Sharnigan eye that would allow you to perfectly mimic his moves. And pardon me for saying so, but I remember Yoshi having a tail. Excellent observation, with or without your gifted eye. As you have no doubt deduced by now, I am not Yoshi, but he was my master, and I, his beloved pet rat.
Don't tell me they're trying to tie Team NTO3 into this.
To be fair, that's the one closer to the comic. The comic, the comic, yeah. The comic originally always had to be the rat version. Yeah, I'm talking about the Mirage comic.
I got you. It's that's what the most of Team NTO3 was based on. But still, I was never a fan of the pet, because how could a pet rat get mutated by ooze and then suddenly pick up martial arts?
No, it's the other way around. He mimicked the martial arts beforehand.
Still, I'm sorry. At least when they actually made Hamato Yoshi mutate into a rat, at least everything was more streamlined.
No, and I get that, but it also required, because remember in the very first issue, it was always about to be about gaining revenge for his master's death.
Fair enough.
All right, that was always the intent on the start of the Turtle, which was them to gain revenge on the Shredder. Remember, first one ended with the Shredder had been shredded. They had to bring back Shredder later.
You're right. By the way, if you ever do get the chance, catch the whether it be on Hulu, Prime, find Team NTO3.
I got everything Turtle related in the English. I mean, on DVD that's available.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. They're okay for their anime adaptations like Pokemon. I'm sorry, we're going.
No, again, dude, you don't have to. I love that.
Four kids dub was infamous.
Well, to be fair, technically it's not a dub since it was made by them.
Like I was tying to the animes in general.
Oh, right.
But back then their censorship was little to none, especially in the Shredder arcs.
But yet they allowed a lot to get away. It got dark. It still got dark.
I think Team NTO7 lasted 6-7 seasons in syndication.
You mean 03?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Team NTO3. It lasted 6-7 seasons.
Yes, it did. Two of which were full of a lot of behind-the-scenes hurdles.
Yeah, which led to the whole Fast Forward rebrand with the mini arc. And
I'm saying Fast Forward got cut off, and then they went back to the sewers, which ended up wrapping things up. And then you had Turtles Forever, which, from what I understood, a lot of the stuff, how the 80s Turtles were handled, was because of Laird.
Yeah, that was just a parody disguised as a tribute.
Yeah, because Laird was never famous. A lot of people involved. Here's the thing: they told a lot. There are people involved with the production trying to tell them use the opening 5-episode pilot, and Laird would be like, "No, just use whatever." Like he countermanded those people saying just use, because if they used the 5-part pilot, it would have been perfect. But instead, he insisted they use the later stuff. Yep. April's research, Stockman's mutagen ooze, our fight really was just a misunderstanding. That means you're, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am Splinter. These are my sons, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. And what do you think of my voice work, by the way?
Not too bad.
You can call me Kakashi. These are my students, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto. Yo! Yeah, I gotta say, when it comes to Naruto's your voice actress, just see when you see her and then you hear the voice come out of her again, it's just one of those like,
wait, didn't she do a few appearances on a couple live-action Disney sitcoms?
I believe so, but I'm just saying, but when you actually hear like that voice comes out of her, I mean, appearance-wise, Jennifer Hale or Grey or Tara, she ain't, but still.
I'm sorry to hear about Yoshi. He was
I know. Yep. I'll do it. Sorry. I am sorry to hear about Yoshi. He was a powerful fighter. You have my thanks But life moves forward, and so should we. It should we, at least for now. And for this mission anyway, I can't forgive those who would betray their clan. Your drive is clear, young Sasuke. Now, Donatello, if you would. Naturally, clink. Like, whoa, a secret base. Like, well, it's really more of a lair. By the way, I've met the 4 original turtles twice. They are such great guys.
If semantics were a jutsu,
you'd be unstoppable. If you want to help join in, you can't. You're welcome to.
Hey, I don't mind. Just let me know.
Yeah. Okay, what character do you want to do?
All right. We'll interchange.
All right. Come before the entrance closes. We'll explain everything inside. How was your journey, April? Nice, barring for all change, at least until you guys showed up. You're welcome for shooting your huge ninja sparring match just now, by the way. And you didn't exactly try to break it up, Cherry Blossom over there was ready to pulverize my shell like she did that boulder. I take that as a compliment. Well, I, for one, had a blast. That doppelganger move was sick, Naruto bro.
It's doppelganger, Mikey. But I second your sentiment. You guys got moves.
I'm so glad I didn't actually punch your head off. Well, it's all for the best. You can only get better by facing stronger opponents. Wait, we're here. One sec. A hidden door technique. Not exactly. More like a password. And why are you 4 smiling? Whoosh! Wow, awesome! Okay, again, aside from the camera, does it still feel like this would fit in? Well, again, not breaking immersion, right?
Right.
Again, the camera aside, right?
Yeah, camera aside, but otherwise it's pretty consistent so far.
It feels like they took that because they're like, oh, it's in Shippuden, we could use it.
Yeah,
you want to bet?
Yeah.
But what an entry! What a layer! A ninja family with a secret base. It's like a dream come true. They follow me for the tour. Oh, look at this! Apparently, wait, a Nintendo?
You know what? I've just stopped.
Maybe this is exclusive to Big Apple City and Village. Oh, and look! Right out of the intro! Donatello does machines! That's a fact, Jack! I love when they do details like that. But again, Sakura and Raph, the 2 hotheads, that makes so much sense. But again, the fact that they're having Naruto because obviously you only have 3 ninjas to work with. So yeah, pairing him up with Naruto with Donnie and Mike makes the most sense. Otherwise, it would just be Mikey, I'm sure. If they had a Force ninja.
Yeah, but if they had a 4th, you could have squeezed in Rock Lee. If you just had to add a 4th.
If you had to, yeah. But for just keeping it to the 3, it makes sense. But again, there was a 4th. Yeah, it would definitely be with Mikey. Because these 2, perfect sense. And I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm just saying the fact they have to double team.
Well, Naruto and Lee would be more of the same. I mean, one acts as a parallel and the other would act as an opposite.
True. That was, what did you say during the tour? Radical. I'm glad you think so. I'm sure your place is way nicer, though. Not exactly. I grew up alone. But I've been lucky. Even though I've caused trouble, my teachers and friends make me stronger. That's why I have to pay them back by becoming Hokage and protecting everyone in my vision. Okay, how do you say that?
A Jinchuriki. So the boy.
Yes. Our Force and Hokage sealed the 9-tailed and demon fox inside of Naruto when he was just a baby to save Hidden Leaf Village from its devastating rampage. He's an orphan, forced to bear the villagers' fear and rejection, but it has only motivated him to earn their respect and love. He knows he is a Jinchuriki, but he does not know who sealed the fox in him. I trust you'll keep this secret for his protection.
I'm honored. It is clear my
My son, yeah.
son sense a kinship. As teachers, we must help them temper their inherent power with their noble dreams.
Yep. I don't get it. You're a powerful united clan. Back in the road, you made those foot ninjas look like punching bags, and their fox leader ran away like a coward. And Sasuke, what's really keeping you underground? Not what, but who? Orokusaki. Yeah. Oh, look at that with Shredder. Look at that. I always prefer a more badass, intimidating Shredder.
There are not that many. Okay. All right. I think the
There's
champ.
been more. Yeah.
Yeah, the champ recently did a overall Shredder series for his round table, and although 2012 Shredder is not my personal favorite version, in terms of villain menace and gravitas, he takes the cake. Now, Ultron Shredder from 03 is a very close second. Very close second.
Oh, yes. But as far as being human, Orokusaki, 2012. But as far as overall, there's a reason why I won't. First of all, okay, I'll tell you this again because we're doing Turtle. I'll bring it up. I have my own take on how to handle the Turtles.
Okay.
A friend of mine came up with a lot of it, and one thing we do first season deals with the Foot Clan, even end with them like an homage to a lot of the storyline, and ends with them fighting all the way up to a tower to deal with the Shredder, who has now. He's not a scientist, but he has stolen the tech and has a good understanding of tech. So he stole an anti-mutagen gun from TCRI. But they destroy, and Splinter destroys it. The Turtles fight, and it leads to him holding out a thermite grenade, gets knocked out the building. Boom! The Shredder's been shredded. But I also have a point with Karai, who is with the Shredder, helping the Shredder out, is dealing with Casey and April. And while Casey's holding against Karai's sword with a bat of his, April knocks her out with a fire extinguisher. But come on, that would so happen. But here's the other thing. Eventually, then I would do Krang. I would have multiple seasons and everything. But eventually, I would actually bring in Venus and have it be one. I go with what they originally intended for next mutation. What Ethan Van Laird agreed to before Saban totally changed his mind. She was meant to be their sister. And I have it be she's the middle child. Basically, it would go, here's the age order. Mikey, Donnie, Venus, Rio, Raph.
Wait, youngest to oldest or oldest to youngest?
Yeah, youngest to oldest. So Mikey's the youngest and Raph's the oldest. Which is part of why Raph always feels like he should be with butt heads with Leo. Big brother instinct versus leader instinct.
Though in most versions, Leo is considered the favorite in most versions.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's one of the reasons why I go with they butt heads because Raph is the eldest. So he feels more protective of the other turtles. But Leo's the one more worthy of leadership.
I'm sorry. It's just once you put it piece it together, you can't get out of your head. The Turtles parallel the four core Robins very much.
I love that.
Leo is Nightwing, Raph is Red Hood, Donnie is Tim Drake. Now
Mikey as Damian was age-wise appropriate.
That's an opposite. That would Mikey would parallel Stephanie Brown more.
But you had to go with with Damian.
Yeah, because I still count Steph as a Robin, even if it was a petty revenge ploy.
Right.
Tim was cheating on her. But
yeah. You do know that now here's something people blame the deal for happening to Stephanie. The trigger was already pulled when he came on board. But it was his idea to make her Robin so it can give more impact to her death because he couldn't undo it.
Yeah, editorial didn't want Death in the Family to be a fluke. They wanted to build up an overarching Death of Robin story and make it impactful. Which they did pull off with Damian, but it took them like 10 to 15 years to get to that point.
Yep, but with Stephanie, it just felt too forced, too shoehorn, and just horribly executed. But like I said, Dan has made it clear The trigger was pulled when he got on board, and he was too new to even he admits if he had more of the guts back then when he started, he would have pulled the plug. But he was more like, "That's your idea. You guys got, and the previous regime started it. Okay." But still, though, I gotta say, Utram Shredder, I just want to get out of the way. I just loved him in Turtles Forever. You know what I mean? I just, like, worthless human counterpart. Like, who dare takes the Shredder's name, my name, in vain? I am a destroyer of worlds, and I fear nobody!
Now, Tengu, okay. Tengu, Tengu is the actual demon Shredder. From
yes, the actual demon Shredder.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I got them confused for a second. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just, Utram. The only reason he's not the best Shredder is because he's technically not Moroku Saki. He's an alien.
He's definitely not. He's an alien, but everything else about him is perfect. Yep.
But back to this.
Yep. By the way, just to let you know, a while back, Pika and I went over the Ninja Turtles He-Man crossover.
TMNT and He-Man had a crossover?
Oh, yeah. Masters of Grayskull. Turtles of Grayskull.
Huh.
Yep. And it also dealt with I'm trying to remember the character's name. The time traveler girl. Where is it? Oh, jeez. Oh, Renee. And but get this, they then brought in a character that was obscure for both Turtles and Masters of the Universe. I just remember what the character's name was. It was because we went over and it was like one of those like Ninjor of from Masters of the Universe. He was one of the last figures of the classic line that had no backstory, wasn't brought in, and they decided to use him as the main threat.
I mean, he was very obscure. No one would have caught.
Perfect. I'm just like, and that's one thing I love about Tim Seeley. By the way, did you hear they're doing Turtles Godzilla?
Awesome.
They're doing a lot of Godzilla stuff lately. Oroku Saki was a troubled boy, reared in Big Apple Village's criminal underworld. He came to the dojo of my master, Hamato Yoshi, claiming to seek a new path. My master had known hardship. He tried to help the promising young martial artist, but Saki's cruelty was clear. He sought only the power he might obtain through my master's techniques. Power my master had kept concealed in a family scroll, which Saki handily stole before leaving the dojo, and my master to suffer destruction. So again, very different Saki here. Something that's more appropriate for the Naruto, a version that's more appropriate for the Naruto world.
Yeah, because again, if you actually, most versions of the Splinter or Shredder feud stems from a dogfight over Karai's mother.
Yeah, well, that's only from one version.
Okay.
Originally, it was still a woman. It was still a woman, but it was something else.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Or he just wanted to lead the Foot Clan.
Yeah, it was either over power or a dog fight over a woman. It was usually one or the other.
Yep. And usually the case where he took over the Foot Clan, like Yoshi usually was not the leader of it. He was a high-ranking member, but not the leader. I buried escape. My old life erased. I took refuge in the sewer. I wandered in despair for days before I discovered something amazing. 4 baby turtles covered in a strange ooze. 4 boys who needed a father. The mutagen ooze transformed us. And in no time at all, the babies had rescued, and I had rescued were teenagers, bright, funny, strong, and especially curious. Before I knew it, they were ready to seek answers in the world above. At every turn, we ran afoul of the Foot, and eventually its leader, the man who now rules Big Apple Village's underworld, the man who tore my life to shreds. Orokusaki. And so Saki and brought the city under his foot from the shadows, using power he stole from a master he betrayed, even after being treated like family. But the mutagen ooze transformed you into ninjas and with the power to fight back. It's like fate. You're the same. In your case, I'm the ooze. Yeah, kind of spelling things out a little much. Like, as a reporter, I don't know about fate, but this story definitely came together when I met the Turtles. Nobody wanted to run a story about a disgraced scientist bizarre series, not even Channel 6, but Stockman kept reaching out after our interview. He told me his mutagenic ooze wasn't theoretical at all. He said he'd lost his initial batch years ago, but could finally produce more without the university's scrutiny. He even wanted me to take a copy of his notes, but his ego got the better of him. He was desperate for acknowledgement. He wanted fame, accolades, academic and public vindication. His downfall was accepting funding from the Foot Clan to produce more ooze. Saki wants his power for himself. Stockman thought he was smart enough to take the money and run. In the end, he just got stomped. The Foot ransacked his lab and took everything. And I might have been next. Instead, I made some instant friends. The Turtles had finally found Stockman, the creator of the ooze that mutated them. But thanks to the Foot Clan, instead of getting answers, they stumbled upon me. Or maybe, like Splinter found the Turtles, we found each other. After more research, I left for Hidden Leaf Village to try to learn more about the ooze from the nearest medical jutsu expert. And you know the rest. Naruto, are you kidding me? I didn't do anything. Actually, that was my stomach growling. Father, I propose a food retrieval mission in the city. Yes, Leonardo. I think our guests would like that. You guys think what I'm thinking? Pizza! What's pizza again? Bro, prepare to have your mind blown. Well, we'll hold down the fort until you get back. I'm beat. What a day. You have certainly earned. Yep, go ahead.
We have certainly earned a moment of respite.
Yep, keep going.
I'm sorry, Miss O'Neill, but rest will have to wait. We have uninvited guests.
The Foot Clan! Being back, you knuckleheads better not break my camera. Okay, I do like an April who could still join in.
You would invade my home? You would attack my friend? You would dare?
Yes, rat. I would. You. So all this was dump. And again, there's only 4 issues.
Season, you kind of for a 4-issue mini, you kind of expected issue 2 to be an exposition dump, at least most of it.
Yep, exactly, and yeah,
you could have done a bit better with the Shredder design, but other than that,
yep. Oh, what do you think about Jorge Jimenez's covers? He's not doing the interiors, of course, but what do you think about the covers?
You can't go wrong with Jorge Jimenez.
Exactly. And seriously, I keep on thinking, and I'll be honest, he is very similar to the interior artist, just a little cleaner.
Similar styles.
Yeah. Oh boy, just look at those covers. Look at this one here. They're all just in the noodle shop. But I like it. You always see it the shells or their backsides. Oh, look, yep. Of course, you had to have a Freddie E. Williams cover. Seriously, the man is officially the king of crossovers. I mean, come on. The Batman Ninja Turtles, He-Man Thundercat, He-Man Injustice versus Masters of the Universe, the first Power Rangers Godzilla, and the Turtles of Grayskull.
Wait, didn't Freddie do the MMPR Batman crossover, MMPR Justice League crossover, or was that somebody else?
No, that was Stephanie Byrne. Stefan Byrne.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but Freddie again is just wow. I love his artwork. Correct. The untold destiny of the Foot Clan. I gotta say, the IDW world. Going back to what I was saying about my Turtles, I actually would eventually do my own take of Mutant Town. I gotta say, I like Mutant Town. I don't like the whole city being completely mutated and irrevocable, making it completely an alternate universe. But the idea of a lot more people getting mutated, and in my case, I keep them in the sewers, further deep in the sewers. But I keep it that they're led by the Rat King. Just like an IDW. Godzilla Heist, I love that mini. Well, they repeated an ad here. Whoops. By the way, I hate the IDW redesign. I hate it.
Okay, the logo's not that bad.
You can barely make it out that it's supposed to be that's the W. This looks like ID, but that's supposed to be the W.
Wait, so I and then the D and then the W is woven into the I.
And the D.
What?
See what I mean?
You can't even.
See why my problem is? The W doesn't make sense.
I mean, you could tell the W is just why would you stretch why would you split the W to I and the D?
I have no idea.
Unless you explicitly look for it, you're not going to be able to tell.
Unless it was for this, the bottom half, to look like the W.
Top of the I, top of the D, and then you use the W on the bottom to connect. Okay.
Yeah, but again, that's a stretch. That is such a stretch.
I get wanting to change the logo and rebrand it. I just wanted to gone that route, me personally. But cheap plug, Last Ronin.
Oh, I love Last Ronin.
We've seen future Mikey story where he becomes stern and more serious. We've seen future Mikey stories before, but Last Ronin really takes the cake.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, I'm just trying to double check that I know there's an upcoming Turtles crossover again that Freddie E. Williams is currently working on. Hold on. So a quick look. Wait. Turtles of Grayskull. Oh yeah, he's doing this upcoming He-Man's Match of the Universe, the Sword of Flaws miniseries. Yep. By the way, you do know that the Ninja Turtles Power Rangers 3 has been in the works for a while, right?
Yeah, that book got delayed like what, 2-3 times?
I think it was announced way too early because it was announced at a foreign convention. I think the person just announced it immediately as soon as he was given the approval.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to build hype for it, but then it kept getting pushed back and pushed back.
Yep. And I think also because they don't have Dan Mora doing it, the artwork.
Not to mention, where can you even go with the book after spoilers for not Shadow Grid, but the final battle. The final battle with Dark Spectre. You've already.
That wasn't in the Turtles.
No, I'm talking about the main line Power Rangers book.
Oh, right. But to be fair, no, the Ninja Turtles Power Rangers is its own separate thing.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, and that's the one. Get this. They actually have a version. Basically, the way they treat Shredder is that it's 80s Shredder and that he's a scientific genius and everything, but with the seriousness of the 03 2012 Shredder.
So basically an amalgamation of 80s Shredder and Uchom Shredder.
Exactly. And he's a bigger threat. And have you ever read the Ninja Turtles Power Rangers?
I read the first one.
All right. I got to show you something from it. Hold on.
I read the first one because I think in the second one they try to make Casey the Dark Ranger and
yep. I did. Hold on. Where is it? Where's the crossover? Come on. It's under the Power Rangers. Because I want to say, I think I told you before, I think I said this before on your stream a while ago, but it's going to bear just showing it.
While we're waiting on that.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead, keep going.
Have you actually read Power Rangers Prime? Because I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into it.
I'm still unsure about where it's going.
I mean, there was Ranger Academy. Did that end up getting canceled?
They got ended, yeah. Then you actually have the VR troopers existing in this new world.
Which I mean,
look at Dan Mora's Rita. I told you before, Rita should not be hot. And yet I'm not arguing.
One of these days, Nick, you're going to get me demonetized.
Nick.
Robert, sorry.
But dude, this is my channel. I usually say so like this. I never get any trouble.
Don't worry. We're going to edit this out.
Why? I just said she shouldn't be hot. Wait, how did it get me demonetized? I haven't yet. Am I right though? She should not be hot.
No comment. No
Come on,
comment.
you can comment. Come on, dude. You can comment. But by the end of it was this one. Yeah, it turns out basically. Oh, look at that. Look at the turtles. Because they have to become mutants.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wasn't a fan of the
Well, they did something similar in the Power Rangers Godzilla.
No, I'm not. They did. It's just we already had. Remember the in space crossover with next mutation. It just that was just a poor first impression in my mind, and I was just like, these two IPs can never truly work together. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I do think the Turtles Power Ranger crossover proved it was viable, like properly.
The concept was, the execution was just poor. And I think one of the turtle shoots was damaged because they had to ship it back from Japan, ship it overseas, or it was destroyed in a warehouse fire.
Right. Something like that. But
no, it was a warehouse. I'm confusing MMPR where the dragon dragon.
Oh, the dragon shield. That's why it went from hard to cloth.
Yeah, because it was damaged in transit.
But look at this. The Rangers merged with the Kaijus.
Nice.
Yep. And then you have, oh boy, look at this artwork here, first of all. But you do have, look at this, the Kaiju Megazord. Oh yeah, wait, just to show you who the different Rangers are based on. Okay, come on. Where is it? Oh yeah, also they do team up with Jet Jaguar. Okay, yep. You got Rodan, Anguirus, Mothra, Baragon, and King Caesar, and Tommy is Godzilla, of course.
Obviously. I mean, that's literally the most obvious one. Of course, Tommy's going to merge with Godzilla.
But then at the very end, we get the Alliance of Ritas. Boy, oh boy, did the Council of Reeds just start off a whole thing. That gave us the fact that gave us the Council of Rex.
The Council of Rex, the Council of Sheldons.
The Council of Kangs. No. Oh, we also have a white ranger here. Oh, and we have Rita teaming up with Astronema in this version. Again, separate continuity. But yeah, they actually, and to get this, in this version, they keep the Kaiju powers. So that's why it's going to lead into another follow-up. I like both this and the Turtles crossover are their own separate continuities.
Nice.
Anyway, back to the Ninja Turtles Naruto.
Wait, are we going to go through all 4 issues, or are we going to?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Don't worry. Okay. We just keep on sidetracking, which I don't mind. I like it when that happens. But by the way, there's one crossover I am keeping reserved for Tristan because she still owes me one if she's watching, and that's the Ninja Turtles Stranger Things crossover.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Anyway, Big Apple's Village is amazing. Look at that. And yes, you have a scroll instead of the tablet, and of course has the ninja band. You've seen the heights. You've seen the lights. Now it's time to see the sights. I thought we were doing a ninja rap. Leave rapping to the pros, Mikey. Yo, Hidden Leaf Ninja, follow us. And remember to say that thing I taught you. Cowabunga! All right, so about that dinner. Straight to the point. I love this guy. Don't worry, we won't keep April waiting too long. Still, we appreciate the detour. Those were impressive views. Like a second night sky. That's the only problem. Big Apple Village is beautiful at a distance. Hey, help! but there's a rot at the core. But there's a rot at the core. And please wait here. This'll just take a second. I feel lazy, like we should be helping. I guess we don't need to get involved. Right, they got this under control. Ha! All clear. Come on in. I hope this pizza costs the same as ramen. I want to treat our host. Whoa, are you smelling this? Pizza smells as good as Big Apple Village's skyline looks. If you insist. They gave you all the food just for fighting crime. And in fairness, we usually just have to deliver it through a storm drain. And sorry, we've got to take the low road home. Too much attention from our adoring public. I mean, are you kidding? We don't mind. You're secret layer, and your layer's secret for a reason. Well. Big Apple Village's most irritating rat and reporter in the flesh. I must commend my feeble mutant fox and Apelex. Oh, so it's not Karai. Elapex for sniffing out your lair and finding Stockman's scroll. She's hardly the demon in a Foot Clan fight I'd hoped for when I mutated her. She was mutated! But she's proven she's not a complete waste of ooze.
You rule by fear with stricken power and dare disparage an innocent child. You're a disgrace, Saki.
And don't interrupt, rat. No, wait. You can't get rid of us yet. You can do what? Use me to help decipher Stockman's scroll? Lure the turtles here? You haven't done either yet. Ha! Stalling speechcraft worthy of a sensationalist. It's true. I am using you as turtle bait. As for Stockman's scroll, the last copy of the ooze research. What are you doing? Shink! He hid the final vial of ooze in the scroll. I've doomed Big Apple Village by bringing it back. You think yourself too important, reporter. Stockman was nothing more than an ooze brewing bug, and you, a mere mule. I never wanted to proliferate this ooze, you fool. That would be chaos. I merely wish to test its true efficiency, its true power for one worthy final recipient. I hope everyone's still hungry. You can do it. Yeah, you can do Mike if you want.
April, Master? No! The Foot finally found us. Cracked our lair's defenses. Took our family.
And this is our fault. If you'd been home, you would have stopped this. No, Sasuke was right earlier. We couldn't hide from Saki forever. Only one thing changed. Now there's nowhere he can hide from us. Foot enforcers, you four have been summoned for your superior strength and drive to survive and total loyalty. You stand before me, worthy of an anointed ascension. You passed every trial. Only this final test remains. Consider yourselves honored. Yes, feel your destiny. Is this what it is to be a mutant? To be a monster? Absolutely not, young. Absolutely not, young Apelex. Alopex. There is much we do
to decide in life. But our mutations gave us some choice in deciding our futures. You've seen my family's decision. What will yours be now?
Rise, my new mutant foot enforcers, that you may fulfill my first command! Cleanse and Foot Clan castle of this vermin. What? No, you can't. I did everything you asked. The brats have arrived sooner than anticipated. No matter. Saki! Hey, we've come for April and Splinter. You freaks and your puny foreign friends presume too much. Prepare to fight before the Foot Clan's newly mutated might. Mutant Foot Enforcers, show no mercy! And this is what happens when humans are exposed to the ooze. Lady Tsunade was right to be worried. Roar! Sheesh! I guess it only makes ugly uglier. Watch out! Cripes, he's fast. Oh no! Sorry for the awkward save. You kidding me? I'll take it over becoming turtle soup any day. Listen, I've got an idea, and I know you've got the arm for it. Listen, I know you got the arm for it. Let me guess. You want me to throw you? Let's say launch. I know. Right. I'll aim for its vitals. Cherry Blossom Shell Smash! Whoosh. Got him! I love being a turtle! That's more Mikey's line, but I'll still give it to Raph. And this thing is throwing everything at us. It's definitely strong. We both know blade work takes brains, and mutating clearly didn't boost this thing's intellect. And wish I could say the same about its durability. So, what are you thinking, Kakashi? Ready to use that wild eye of yours to counter its attacks? No need, Leonardo. I was thinking something flashier. Can you buy me a second? I'll make it 2. And follow my lead. You got it. Lightning Katana! Ugh! From one masked ninja to another, that really was flashy. This one would honestly be kind of cute if it weren't so stabby. Speak for yourself. I'll handle it by Sharingan. I can handle this. My Sharingan can predict its every move. A powerful genetic gift. But I can do the same thing with, well, my brain. Knowing what it will do is one thing. When an opponent is this durable, great minds, and Sasuke, I think I've calculated a solid finishing move. Follow me. Are you picking up the same weak spot as me? The back of the head. One hit should do it. And Sharingan staff! You were right, hey Sasuke. It's definitely not cute. I can't land a hit. And now I'm not sure I want to. He's like, Doe, yuck. And Doe's right. Wait, Doe, you got an idea? Pizza places deal with dough with a spin and a pound. I see where this is going, and I got just the combo in mind. Let's take it for a spin and pound it back into shape. Time to shape up for a beatdown. Uzu Mikey Angelo Barrage! Face it, you lost, Saki. You've lost. You know nothing of lost mutants, but you soon will. After I drink to my ultimate victory! Yes, this is true power. My true power. The power of the Shredder! Oh, crap, it's Super Shredder.
Not gonna lie, the 2012 design was better.
Yeah, but nothing will top the second movie's design.
True.
With Kevin Nash. Oh, Pat Gleason on a cover. Let me get back to that. Fools, your pathetic attack are a parade of powerlessness. And surrender all hope beneath the shadow of Shredder. Forget this. Nothing like a last-second change of heart. Yep. I haven't changed. I'm just doing what it takes to survive. You're a monster. And he's not the only one. Release me and we can find out which monster is more powerful. Or maybe you'd rather watch your friends perish. No, I don't need your power. I fight to earn my own strength. I decide how to protect my friends. Friends. Only a mutant child could cling to such sickening naivety when surrounded by evidence to the contrary. Look around. Your friends are scattered on utter liabilities. I was born alone in the gutters of Big Apple Village. Weak, helpless. So I forged a path against fate. I would live beholden to no one, taking what I wanted. But with the power of the mutagen ooze, I can cast off even the petty and albatross of Underworld Command. I can go anywhere, do anything. I will raise Big Apple Village and from its ashes rise reborn and redefined as a being of pure possibility. I will become true power! That's the dumbest bunch of excuses I've ever heard. A lot of us are born alone. Nobody survives without some help. Your Foot Clan, this castle, you stole power and played at being a ninja to prey on others, all just to satisfy your selfishness. And you betrayed the teacher who treated you like family. I can't forgive that. If I can't help my friends in Big Apple Village, I could never be in Hokage. I put my life on the line for my dream. Off, you scum! And he never goes back at his words. That's his ninja way. Now feel ours. We fight for our family. We fight for our friends. We fight for a Big Apple Village where everyone can live. We're too exposed. We need to get in close to have a fighting chance. So what's the plan? This floor is platform size and in platform size pieces. Hop on a big enough one, and I can launch everyone within strike distance. And I've analyzed the fight so far, and his ability is like biometal. So hypothetically, he's vulnerable to electricity. Way ahead of you, Donatello. Leave the stunning into Sasuke and me. This way, everyone. Hop on and hold on. Cherry blossom catapult. Let's light him up and cut him down. Roar! Lightning Chidori scissors. Roar! Ching, 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 ching. Roar! Man, I can't believe Shredhead's still standing after all that. You will pay for this affront with your life. Raph's right. We have to wrap this up. We're fighting on fumes. Huddle up, guys. We've given our all in this battle. We've got just enough left in the tank for a finishing move. There's got to be a way for us to hit them all at once, all out. You've showed me how to surf your sewers on a skateboard. You're ready to ride some wind? I think we can grind this fight with the Shredder to a halt. This is wild. Has anyone ever seen a movie like this?
In truth, Miss O'Neill, I don't think anyone has ever heard of a move like this.
Never meant a move. Oh, half shell Rasengan spiral sphere! My power should make me unstoppable! This is inconceivable! I've got one thing to say, Shredder. Believe it! Roar! Did they win? Oof! You keep doing Splinter.
Let's join the others. Just watch your step.
Cling, cling! All I can say is I'm glad none of this is draining into the sewers. Maybe it's the effects of the ooze, but I can still sense Shredder's chakra. He's not necessarily gone for good. And let's see him try to reconstitute. If he shows his gooey face in Big Apple Village again, we'll be ready.
My sons.
And cut! I can't wait to report on the end of the Foot Clan. And I can't wait to go home, even if we've got a ton of cleaning up to do.
Speaking of home, Alopex, I believe you'll still be needing a place to stay. You're welcome in our lair.
Yeah, welcome to help us clean it up since you let the Foot Clan do it. He's kidding, but also you should. We should be getting back home as well. Hidden Leaf Villages, Hokage will be interested to hear our post-mission report. Okay, I hear that. But first, pizza! Thank you, ninjas. So how was that?
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind a sequel, but as a one-off Elseworld story, it was awesome.
Yep, and you could definitely see I think you told me before that between the Tsunade and Sasuke stuff, which was clearly what this said in between, it would be a few days. This clearly just took a day.
Yeah, because after, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but after Itachi's reunion, he messes up Sasuke bad to the point that he's in the hospital for weeks.
Yeah, I've heard about that at least. But yeah, so giving him a good fun adventure before all that goes down kind of actually makes it a lot harsher.
A shame this isn't canon.
Yep. Well, I look at it that it's canon in this as far as this is concerned.
It doesn't contradict, like if you try to tie this like to filler or a one-off adventure, it doesn't contradict anything, but it doesn't add anything either.
Which I think is why they played it safe.
Yeah. Except maybe showing feats of Sakura's strengths, because outside of the Naruto movies, Sakura doesn't start showing strength feats till after she starts her training with Tsunade.
But they kind of needed it for the sake of the story.
Yeah.
And like it says, clearly took elements from Shippuden a little bit, like the tech.
Just a little bit. Now, if you had actually put Rock Lee in this, some of that Sakura wouldn't have had nowhere near as much to do.
I think that's exactly why they kept it to these three. I think that's exactly why. Otherwise, she would have just been dangling, and no one would want that.
Unless she was protecting April the entire time, she would have had a little bit to do.
But they don't want April to be helpless either. And I would say Alopex is the most useless.
Well,
as far as expanding much on her, she's just there.
Because again, she's not what you'd expect from Alopex in this version. She's Karai. Usually Karai gets mutated into a serpent in most versions.
Well, only one version, actually.
Really? What else?
She's never been mutated before.
Then who am I confusing her for?
Oh, probably oh, what's his name? Hun.
Oh, that's who I'm confusing him for. Okay,
You're thinking of Hun. Hun is the one who usually transforms. They made him Slash in the Turtles for pretty much Slash in Turtles Forever.
Okay, that's Han. That's what I'm thinking of.
Han, yeah, Han. Whereas, yeah, Karai only transformed once, and that was in the 2012.
And wasn't she mutating to a serpent?
Yeah, exactly. And oh boy, talk about an arc that ended up going nowhere because they resolved it off screen.
And I'm sorry, I might be misremembering this, but I have a strange feeling that people were trying to pair Karai and Leonardo for.
They were.
Reason.
Then they dropped it once they decided to go with that she's the technically their sister.
Even though that was just
they went with it and they dropped it fast.
Yeah, but it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, you know? It's not bat-cessed bad, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know, but I think it's because they teased it. Well, it's one of the be those cases. It's like, okay, here's the other thing. Okay, because you know about with next mutation again with Venus and everything, and like a girl turtle, thank you. In my thing, they once it was revealed her sister, Mikey. God, someone give me the brain bleach. He would. He was like, wait, our sister. And I want to, God! I mean, out of all of them, Mikey's the one most likely to crush on her first. Because, but yeah, that was the big thing that that's probably the only reason why Laird hated Venus so much. Because House of Bond screwed him. He agreed under the premise, she is their sister, I do not want them to want to bang her.
Though, if we have to go back to 2012 just like quick, if you had to just, tease the idea for shipping and melodrama purposes, just use Raph. Because at least there's a bromance with Case. They start as rivals, they build a begrudging respect, and then they become brothers in arms patrolling the streets together. It works. Even in this context, it was a bit of a dogfight over April in the beginning. It still builds a foundation there.
Exactly. But anyway, back to this. I really like April in this. This felt like traditional April. And like I said, her being black doesn't add or subtract anything, but it does show it's possible to work.
Without going too far or bleeding into stereotypes.
Exactly. They just have she's black, she's attractive, still a redhead, still a reporter, still wearing yellow. Boom, no problem. Because I've noticed few people have argued about this design. Have you ever noticed that on social media?
It's not that hard to make April O'Neil conventionally attractive. Now, there is such thing as going too far with it, but it's not that hard.
Exactly. Again, mutant mayhem.
Yeah, why they turned her into a fat preteen? Not there's anything wrong.
And gave her such nervousness or anxiety issues that she will throw up and everything. Like, really? And then Rise was. It felt like the natural progression after Rise, unfortunately. Rise, she was barely April.
No, and was Casey a girl in Rise?
Yep. But then you would bring in her son from the future as the male version in the movie.
Rise didn't make any bloody sense.
It did. But I would say, for an alternate take on everything, it actually got better as it went on. Once you took it as a radically different version.
Yeah, as its own thing, Rise was not that bad.
Overall, as a self-contained. Now, I will say though, it was the start that and the Bay Turtles movies, which I did not hate, by the way, started that trend of let's have Splinter not even be Hamato Yoshi or even learn from him or anything. Because you had those two and Mutant Mayhem where they went, he learned it from a book, or he learned it from something else, or he was in the case of Rise, a former martial arts champion in an alien fighter
who got abducted by aliens, won a alien game show, was sent back to Earth in disgrace and got mutated shortly after.
Yeah, just. I don't like when they radically change Splinter that much.
I mean, Rise works as a Saturday morning cartoon. Like, you don't take it too seriously. It's 30 minutes of cheap, goofy fun.
Oh, yeah.
It It
And I
works.
think keeping it to 2 seasons and a movie was for the best.
Yeah, I could not see Rise getting a third season logistically. I just couldn't
No,
see it.
no, but and then again, the Mutant Mayhem is not a bad restart.
No, I mean the movie was fine. I mean,
Oh yeah, again, April notwithstanding, April's the only problem.
I'm sorry, just why did they try to make Raph Eric Cartman from South Park? Just not nearly as crass.
I don't know, but okay. Final thoughts though. Give me your final thought. What's your final
Okay,
thought?
yeah, we're wrapping this up.
Yep.
Final thoughts. I'd give this as an 8 out of 10. There are certain inconsistencies if you're actually trying to take the Naruto manga and lore into account, but I understand it works for the story because yes, adding Rock Lee would be an easy fix to a lot of those inconsistencies, but you'd snub Sakura completely.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, there's a reason why they gave her the strength in the first place.
I mean, it's just the only way this could even work as is. If the easiest way to do it is if you took Sasuke out and replaced him with Lee.
That's true, but everyone wants Sasuke.
That is true. But
this was the best. I'll be honest. This was the best point to do it. In the continuity, they're experienced enough to be useful, and yet this is better during the last days where you had the trio.
Yes, it's after Tsunade's inauguration, but prior to Itachi's debut.
Exactly. So, and again, this was probably the best time. Like I said, but would you agree? This is their most experience right before the fall.
Right before Sasuke going rogue and the fallout. Yes.
Yeah. So, and who knows if they do a follow up on that? Because I heard this did pretty well.
If they do a follow up, they can't use Sasuke. They would have to.
They won't. I know. That's probably the other reason why they did this.
They would probably have to use Rock Lee or Sai. Which I'm gonna be honest, Sai does not work as a Sasuke replacement in the Konoha 12 dynamic. He just didn't.
Right.
He felt like an outlier the entire. He was a good foil to Naruto himself, but other than that, he just wasn't a good Sasuke replacement.
Yeah. By the way, so with Shredder, he does feel more like he fits this version fits the Naruto universe. Wouldn't you say?
Standard rogue shinobi. He gets put down at combined effort.
Yep.
I would say, even if you factor the ooze, I would say at the very least he's high Jonin level at best. I don't see him quite as Kage level because again, it took a combination of the Turtles and Part 1 Team 7 to take him down. So bare minimum, he's mid to high Jonin level.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows what he'll be like whenever he comes back?
I would say go with a sequel. I would try to do the Akatsuki, maybe with a little bit of the Krang.
Oh gee, imagine a Naruto version of the Krang. They probably would make him demons.
More than likely.
Or at least have Krang himself being a pretty high level demon.
Possibly.
Yep.
But yeah, this was good for what it was. Yep.
And the folding in, yeah. I mean, Big Apple City, a bit. Would you say it was too modern looking? Like it's pretty much New York.
To an extent, but that's kind of what you'd expect because otherwise, the only way you could do this otherwise, as if you made it an alternate dimension or multiverse plot.
Which again, clearly is a good thing they avoided it.
And even again, you really see a lot of modernization leading into Boruto, but at least in Naruto, you saw a little bit here and there, but it was mostly in Shippuden before it became commonplace.
Exactly. So you could make the argument Big Apple Villages were, but just ahead of the curve.
Yeah. If you really wanted to tie this into Naruto lore, yeah, Big Apple City.
Was ahead of the curve in tech. So yeah, because I'm not saying this is what gave the tech to everywhere else. They were just again like, they'll catch up.
Yeah, they kept to themselves. They were a smaller nation outside of the main five.
It's like what's the name from Kara? The Metal City.
Republic City?
Not Republic City. The Metal Bending City.
Oh, Kuvira in season 4. God,
Korra. Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying but that again how advanced that city was.
Yeah, that is true.
I think that's what this is equivalent of, a place that's more advanced than the rest of the world. And they don't bother telling us why, it just is.
Yeah. But again, this is just kind of meeting in the middle. It doesn't go too far on the American side of things. It doesn't go too far on the anime side of things. It's just it tries its best to be in the middle. It tries to create a decent balancing act.
Yep, and I do love the whole them teaming up with these tag teams, attacks.
Yeah,
It
but
makes sense.
I would have used the Japanese names rather than just a Google, direct translation. Because let's be honest, the Japanese names do sound a little cooler in naming attacks.
True, but what are you gonna do? But I get to also say I definitely get the from what little I've seen of Naruto. Yeah, the characterizations were mostly spot on.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but
Sasuke, yep.
yeah, it was good, but yeah.
All
If
right,
you
so
did,
yeah.
if you wanted to, like Robert and I have been saying, if you wanted to headcanon this, you could just see this as Team 7's last big adventure before the fallout.
Which again makes it more tragic when you think about it. Because this was a good last adventure for them, fun adventure.
Because anything after this, we would have to cut right into Itachi's return.
Exactly, and that's when it just I'm not saying quality, I'm just saying for team.
Yeah, Team 7 was never the same after that.
Yep. So yeah, this last hurrah couldn't ask for better. Because again, Sasuke had fun. At least they didn't try to emphasize any. And I do like how they don't even hint at what's to come. Because they could have.
Yeah,
but they don't.
Easily. Yeah. If this does get a sequel, you kind of have to at least make Sasuke a secondary antagonist.
Yep. If nothing else, they'll probably be in Shippuden, probably.
Yeah, but in the best way the only point you could really do it in is prior to the Fourth Great Ninja War.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
because you have his return after the Kazekage arc, and that's mostly Gaara's near-death experience. And although a brief reunion or Sasuke's debut in the Shippuden portion of the story, that's just a small skirmish that only lasts a couple of chapters. And that's with the Techi Bridge mission. Then the Kazekage, not Kazekage, the Hidan and Kakazu, the Hidan Kakazu arc takes place like right afterward, and that takes place in the course of 2 weeks.
Right.
And then you get Pain's invasion. So though technically Sasuke does recruit Team Heavy around that time, it's a tight window. It would either have to be before the Pain arc or before the war. You would have a very solemn window for a sequel.
Exactly. And oh boy, imagine how Leo would take to seeing Sasuke like that.
I would definitely say Leo would be disappointed because
they all would. All of them would.
And especially in a setting where they're familiar with shinobi culture, like, hey, your brother made the best out of a bad situation. He took the fall to spare you. Like, I get it. You were a kid. You wouldn't have understood the larger intricacy of what was going on. But going rogue over it and dishonoring your family even more was not the way to go.
Oh, I could see that lead to a clash with Leo. And Leo trying to talk sense to him, but because he's doomed to canon, it would just be all for naught.
That's why, at least if you go the war route, it's around the time that he learns Itachi's truth and just becomes completely disillusioned. But he just becomes a chaotic third party at that point.
Which you're right. Yeah, that probably would be the best to do it. Again, calm before the big, storm again.
Calm before the storm for the Fourth Great Ninja War breaks out.
Exactly. And yeah, like I said, and I could see that happening, and you could have you could bring in Casey Jones.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. I mean, imagine a Naruto version of Casey. Of course, would he use the sports weapon? I think that's probably why they didn't include him, because of the sports stuff.
I mean, you could still use conventional weaponry. I mean, a hockey stick and a mask is pretty basic when it comes to weaponry.
True, but still, he's known for the sports stuff. I think giving April the camera with a stretch, giving Casey sports that don't even exist.
I mean, you would have to use you can't use bow staffs because that's Donatello's thing.
Exactly. As I'm saying, I think Casey's the one that's hard to put in.
It would have to be very basic, or he just uses summonings to summon basic weapons. That would probably
could work. That could work, and yeah, that could work. Yeah, but would that still make him Casey?
Or just a male 10-10?
Exactly. I think that's why they didn't use him.
But yeah. Tangent aside, this was I just now noticed Kakashi's reading makeout tactics.
Of course. Yep. Disappointed we didn't see Fly Baxter.
I mean, did we really need to see Fly Baxter in this story?
Not really. And we don't even see what happened to him. They don't even imply that he's dead or not.
No, all we know is that he tried to make a break for it, but he didn't during the Foot Clan raid in the flashback. And
but he got taken. I think.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they unalived him. I would not be surprised.
Right. And I would say also, it says the idea, and look at, of course, Naruto is loving pizza. In fact, that's probably the only continuity snafu. He can't get pizza anywhere else. It's always, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know.
If he's loving it this much.
He's not even lactose intolerant. He just, that one filler episode is where he literally drinks expired milk.
Expired. Emphasis.
And gets a nasty stomach ache over. I think that was an OVA episode, if I remember correctly.
Right. Also, I gotta say, I did like the art
style was fantastic.
Kurama, no, I meant this part here was the Nine Tails.
Oh, the Kurama scenes.
Yeah, I loved how he's like, no, I'm not gonna use it.
Kurama was a bit more ominous in part one. You didn't really see his full form until, around Gaara and the Chunin exams.
Again, this is something that's written after the fact to fit in early. That's why I could say some of the hiccups.
Yeah.
It's like they get like, well, the cat's out of the bag, literally.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna throw that pun in. But
but yeah, it's like kind of like, if you're going to do this in retrospect, but know what's coming down, it makes sense for them to. They do that all the time when you have a flashback episode well after the fact.
But yeah.
But
as
a
standalone adventure, it works. As a headcanon adventure, it works. Really, I guess as a headcanon adventure, it makes the situation more tragic because, like we said, with chapter 139, Itachi's return, and Sasuke just getting completely and utterly wrecked. Because I don't know if did you watch the anime?
I have not. I've seen bits and pieces. I have looked up stuff online about it.
Okay, so basically, Sasuke's beef is that basically the fall of their clan, the Uchiha massacre, and Itachi was ordered by the higher-ups to carry it out and take the fall for it in order to infiltrate the Akatsuki. So when Itachi returns in part one, they're mainly there to keep appearances, make an attempt to abduct Naruto, and then maybe sprinkle some intel to Tsunade now that she's the acting Hokage in the background. But we don't know about Itachi's double spy thing till the Shippuden portion. But yeah, Sasuke tries to pick a fight with him. Itachi beats the crap out of him, pins him to a wall, and then binds him to the Tsukinome, where he relives the Uchiha massacre, including the death of his parents, on loop for 3 days straight.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah.
No, that'll break anyone. That would break anyone.
I want to say it was 3 days straight. But yeah, combine that and the temptation with the Sound 4 when they snuck into a weakened Konoha. Yeah, Sasuke was hell-bent on chasing power at that point.
Right. But yeah, again, I think we're kind of speaking circles now.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be
I
wouldn't be surprised they try to do an expansion or a 1.5 where they try to get the Turtles help in the Sasuke retrieval mission.
Yep. Or they could fit something that's still between this and with the fall. Like they still might have a little bit of wiggle room.
It's tight, but if you're gonna do that, you might as well do a direct sequel where the Turtles try to help bring Sasuke back.
Or that too. But of course, we already know it's doomed for failure though, because they're not gonna retcon, change.
Yeah, they're not gonna risk altering something to that degree.
Yeah, because again, they're clearly priding themselves and trying to make it fit as well as possible.
Yeah, that's why trying to get them involved in the Sasuke retrieval mission would just be a bad idea.
Exactly. Again, having these be side missions works the best.
Yeah, but with that being said, thanks for having me on, man. I really enjoyed this one.
Yep. Glad having you on, man. So yeah, here's to whatever we have next. But thank you for joining me. Thank you, everyone else, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Take care. Mhm.